Let's look live once again at London's Hyde Park. And there you see still people streaming in to that important location in the City of London. There are thousands of people who are gathering to demonstrate against racism, one of many protests that we've seen worldwide in response to the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. But these protesters are actually defying the ban on mass gatherings in place because of COVID-19. Here's the aerial view that gives you a sense of just how many people are there. They want their message to be heard in this huge rally. Margaret Evans is in London, and she's watching this with us this morning. The kind of scene that we are watching there, Margaret, tell us more about how the George Floyd story has been received in the UK, how people have reacted to it, why they're gathering today on this issue.
Well, Heather, it's not the first time that people in London and in other cities across the United Kingdom have gathered to express their horror with what happened and their solidarity with Black people around the world. This march was called by Black Lives Matter London, the London chapter. The UK chapter is not calling for demonstrations because of fears over the danger of COVID-19 and contagion. But the people streaming into Hyde Park this morning are saying that they've been asked by police to go in with their arms wide to try to keep distance. They've been asked to wear masks and gloves. They feel the need to express their outrage about what's happened and also to protest about the situation here in the United Kingdom and what many people say is institutional racism. This gathering today comes a day after a report was released on the number of Black, ethnic, and other minority groups or Asian groups and how they are much more likely to die of COVID-19 if they contract the virus. We're getting more statistics this morning showing that members of ethnic minorities have also been much more likely to be fined for breaking lockdown rules over the past several weeks. And this, of course, against the backdrop of the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who went out of his way to defend one of his senior advisors for driving across the country when he actually had symptoms of COVID-19. So that's the backdrop here. This morning as well, the British Prime Minister was pressed by opposition members to actually say something about what has been happening in the United States and the often violent tactics that we are seeing that some of the security forces there employ. Here's what he had to say in response to that pressure to actually address what's been happening, not just in the United States, but around the world.
I think what happened in the United States was appalling. It was inexcusable. We all saw it on our screens. And I perfectly understand people's right to protest what took place. Though obviously, I also believe that protests should take place in a lawful and reasonable way.
Heather, I should also say that there was this morning a statement issued by chief constables across the United Kingdom. I'm just going to read it to you. They said that they stand alongside all those across the globe who are appalled and horrified at what happened to George Floyd. Just an example of how far-reaching the aftermath of his killing has been, and across the world, and here in the United Kingdom, where also I should mention soccer teams have been taking a knee over the past few days to express their solidarity in the fight to protest against racism.
Margaret, thank you very much. Margaret Evans in London, keeping watch on that rally in Hyde Park for us.